The nanny installed secret cameras and caught my mother planning my downfall. The camera was the size of a smoke detector. It had been mounted in the corner of our living room for 6 weeks. Our nanny installed it without asking us. And on a Tuesday afternoon in November, it recorded my mother sitting at my kitchen table, on my phone, reading my texts to my wife, then forwarding them, then deleting the evidence, then making herself a cup of tea. Before I go on, subscribe if you are already asking yourself how this ends. Drop your city in the comments. My name is Nathan. I'm 38. And this is the story of the camera my nanny put up to protect my daughter and accidentally caught my mother destroying my marriage. My wife's name is Priya. We met at 29, married at 32. And in the years between then and now, we built something I was genuinely proud of. Priya is a cardiologist. I'm a high school history teacher. We do not have the same schedule, the same income bracket, or the same temperament. She is precise and quiet. I am talkative and tend to leave cabinet doors open. We used to joke that we were proof that opposites don't just attract, they can actually build a life. We have a daughter named Maya, who is 4 now and narrates everything she does in third person. Maya is eating the cracker. Maya does not like this cracker. Maya is throwing the cracker. She is the funniest person I know. Our nanny, Rosa, has been with us since Maya was 8 months old. She is 55. She has raised 4 children of her own. And she loves Maya with a ferocity that used to make Priya a little jealous and now just makes us both feel lucky. My mother's name is Carol. Carol has never liked Priya. I knew this. Priya knew this. We both told ourselves it was manageable, that Carol was of a generation that struggled with certain things. Her son marrying a woman from a different background, a woman who out-earned him, a woman who was not the girl from the neighborhood Carol had always imagined. We gave her grace. We gave her access to Maya, which Carol treated as a right rather than a gift. We told ourselves it was fine. In the summer before the camera, Priya and I started fighting. Not the normal kind of fighting, not cabinet doors and scheduling conflicts. The deeper kind. The kind where one person says something that sounds like it came from somewhere else. Priya confronted me in July about a text she said I'd sent. She showed me her phone, a screenshot, forwarded to her from an unknown number of what appeared to be a text from me to my friend Derek. In it, I had written that I felt trapped in the marriage, that Priya was controlling, that I didn't know how much longer I could do it. I looked at it for a long time. "I didn't send this," I said. "That's your number," she said. "I know it's my number. I did not send this message." I went through my phone. The conversation with Derek, which I had not had in that form ever, wasn't there. But I knew what that meant. Someone had deleted it from my phone. I told Priya I thought someone had accessed my phone and fabricated the message. She looked at me the way you look at someone when you're deciding whether to believe them. She wanted to believe me. She wasn't sure. We agreed to let it go for now. 2 weeks later, another message appeared. Then another. Each one more damaging than the last. Each one targeting something specific. Priya's career, her family, the dynamic between us. Each one supposedly from me. I had never written any of them, but I couldn't prove it. Rosa installed the camera in September. She told us afterward, and I want to be exact about this, that she had noticed someone had been going through the mail on the kitchen counter. Small things moved. A stack of bills reordered. She hadn't been sure, but she'd been uneasy. She bought the camera herself, she said, because she wanted to make sure Maya was safe in the house. She did not tell us, because she didn't want to accuse anyone without proof. 6 weeks later, she had proof. She came to me on a Friday evening when Priya was at the hospital for a late shift. She sat me down at the kitchen table. She put her tablet in front of me. "I need you to watch this," she said. "And I need you to know that I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's this." The footage was time-stamped Tuesday, November 4th, 2:17 p.m. Maya was at preschool. Priya was at the hospital. I was at school teaching 5th period. My mother had a key. On the footage, Carol walked in through the front door, went straight to the kitchen counter where I left my phone charging, picked it up, entered the passcode. She knew it. I had given it to her 2 years ago for an emergency and never thought to change it. Opened my messages, read through several conversations. Then, opened the conversation with Derek, typed something, sent it, and deleted it. Then opened a second thread, took a screenshot, forwarded it to a number not in my contacts, deleted the forward. Then she put my phone back on the charger. Then she made herself a cup of tea. Then she sat at my kitchen table and read a magazine for 20 minutes. I watched it twice. Then I sat very still for a long time. Rosa put her hand on my arm. "I saved everything," she said. "Every clip. It goes back 6 weeks. I have to stop here. Because this is the question I still don't have a clean answer to. She is my mother. She is the woman who raised me, who showed up when I was sick, who made my lunch every day for 13 years of school. And she was systematically trying to destroy my marriage. What do you do with that? Tell me in the comments, genuinely. Because I've talked to a therapist about this for 8 months now, and I still don't have a clean answer. What would you have done the morning after you saw that footage? Because here is what I did. I called Priya at 11 p.m. on a Friday, and I said, "I have something to show you. Come home when you can." Priya watched the footage in silence, all of it. Every clip Rosa had saved. 47 minutes total across 6 weeks. When it finished, she stood up, walked to the back door, stood on the porch in the November cold for about 5 minutes, and then came back inside. "How many of those messages were real?" she asked. "None of them," I said. "Not one." She nodded slowly. We spent the next 2 days going through everything. Every fight, every confrontation, every moment of doubt, and mapping it against the footage timestamps. There was a pattern. Carol visited the house every 10 days to 2 weeks. Every major fight Priya and I had in the last 3 months had been preceded by a visit. The correlation was not subtle. I changed my phone passcode. I took back the house key. I didn't tell Carol I had done either. Priya and I agreed on how we wanted to handle this, together, which itself felt like something we had won back. We invited Carol to Sunday dinner. She came in her usual way, a dish of something, a gift for Maya, a long look around the house as if inspecting it. After Maya went to bed, the 3 of us sat at the kitchen table. I put Rosa's tablet in the middle. I pressed play. Carol's face went through about 4 different versions of itself in 10 seconds. Confusion, recognition, calculation. Then something that settled into a look I had never seen on her before. Shame. She started to speak twice, stopped both times. Then, "I was trying to protect you." "From what?" I said. "From her." She didn't look at Priya. "I didn't think she was right for you. I never thought she was right for you." "That's not your decision," I said. "It was never your decision. You're my son, and she is my wife," I said. "And you have been coming into my home and lying and manipulating us for months. You almost ended my marriage. You almost took Maya's family apart. Do you understand that?" She was crying by then. I want to say it didn't affect me. It did. She's my mother. But Priya was sitting right next to me, and I kept that in my periphery. I told Carol what was going to happen. She was not welcome in our home. She would not have unsupervised access to Maya. If she wanted to have a relationship with me, not us, with me, she would need to be in therapy first. and we would need to see evidence of that before any conversation about what came next. She left without finishing her dinner. I washed the dishes. Priya dried them. Neither of us said anything for a long time. Then Priya said, "Thank you." I said, "I'm sorry it took a camera." She put the dish towel down and hugged me. That's the part I remember most. I told my brother. He was the only other family I needed to tell, and he deserved to know before he heard a version from Carol. I sent him 2 clips from the footage. He called me and didn't speak for about 10 seconds after I picked up. Then, "Nathan, what do you need from me?" That was the right question. I told him, "Just know the truth. That's enough for now." Carol, from what I understand, told her version of events to a few of her friends. Something about how Priya had turned me against her. I don't know the specifics. I've stopped needing to. The footage exists. It doesn't need my commentary. 3 months after the confrontation, Carol called me. I almost didn't answer. She said she had started therapy. She gave me the name of her therapist. Not to prove anything, she said. Just because she wanted me to be able to verify it if I chose to. Then she said something I wasn't expecting. She said that her therapist had helped her understand something about why she had done what she did. My father, who died when I was 22, had, in the last 2 years of his life, had an affair with a woman his family had introduced him to. My mother had stayed. She had never told me. She said she had spent 20 years believing that if she'd been different, sharper, more watchful, more willing to intervene earlier, she could have stopped it. She said she thought she was protecting me from repeating her life. She said she knew that wasn't an excuse. I sat with that for a long time. It doesn't excuse what she did. But it explained something I'd never understood about her. And understanding, I've learned, is not the same as forgiving. But it's the beginning of deciding what you want to do next. Maya turned 4 in the spring. Carol was at the birthday party, supervised, careful, different. I watched her with Maya, and there was something in her face I hadn't seen before. Something like effort. Like she was choosing each moment deliberately instead of assuming she was owed them. Priya watched from across the yard, and at some point she came and stood next to me. "How are you doing?" she asked. "I don't know yet," I said. She nodded like that was the right answer. Rosa got a raise, a significant one. She said she didn't need it. We said we didn't care. The camera is still up. We're keeping it. Here's what I know now that I didn't know before. The people who love you can also be the people who hurt you most. Not because they're villains, because they're complicated. Because they carry things they never dealt with. Because loving someone doesn't automatically teach you how to love them right. That doesn't make what my mother did acceptable, but it makes her human. And I have decided, still deciding every day, that the humans in my life are worth the complexity. Most of them. The ones who show up and do the work. The ones like Rosa, who saw something wrong and said something. The ones like Priya, who waited for the truth instead of leaving with the lie. Those are the people worth building a life for. If this hit home, subscribe to Eyes Don't Lie. Drop your city. Tell me what you would have done with that footage. And if someone in your life has been the Rosa in someone else's story, the one who saw something, said something, protected someone at personal cost, share this with them. They deserve to know that people notice. New story every week. Nathan.